So, today we're going to tackle a classic coding puzzle. You know, the kind that can trip up even really experienced developers. It's all about trying to game the stock market. And believe me, the solution is so simple, it almost feels like you're cheating. You ready to crack this thing? Let's dive in. Okay, so here's the game plan. First, we'll set up what I'm calling the million-dollar question. Then I'm going to let you in on this deceptively simple strategy to solve it. After that, we'll actually watch it work its magic with a real example, and I'll even prove why it's basically foolproof. And to finish things off, we're going to throw some real curveballs at it, just to see if it holds up under pressure.
All right, so let's set the stage here. What is the actual puzzle we're trying to solve?
So imagine this. You're given a list of stock prices for, let's say, a week. Your only goal? Make the absolute maximum profit you can. Now, how would you even do that? Right? It sounds like you need a crystal ball or something, but it really just comes down to having the right strategy. Now, like any good puzzle, there are some rules, and this one has a really crucial one. You can buy and sell as many times as you want, no limits there, but you can only hold one share at a time. So that means you have to sell whatever you're holding before you can buy again. It seems like a tiny detail, but trust me, it is the key to this entire thing. Okay, so with those rules in mind, your brain probably starts going down this complicated path, right? You're thinking about finding the absolute lowest price to buy and the absolute highest peak to sell. But what if I told you the best strategy, the one that guarantees the max profit, is way, way simpler than that? Seriously, it's almost like a cheat code for the problem.
And here it is. This is the big aha moment. You just have to forget about trying to find the perfect buy and sell days over a long period. The real secret? You just capture every single uphill climb. That's it.
Now, in the world of computer science, this kind of strategy actually has a name. It's called a greedy algorithm. And the reason they call it that is because it doesn't worry about some grand long-term plan. Nope. It just makes the best possible choice it can see right now at every single step. So for our stock puzzle, that just means if the price goes up from yesterday to today, we pocket that profit. End of story. Okay, theory is all well and good, but let's actually see this thing work. We're going to take a list of prices and walk through it step by simple step and watch the magic happen. So here's how it works, broken down. It's basically a super simple loop. We're going to start on the second day, look back at the day before, and just ask one question. Did the price go up? If the answer is yes, we add that little bit of profit to our total. If it's no, we do absolutely nothing. We just move on to the next day. Simple as that. Okay, check this out. Let's walk through this table together. Our prices are 7, 1, 5, 3, 6, and 4. So, day 1, we're comparing today's price, 1, with yesterday's 7. The price dropped, right? That's a downhill slide. So we do nothing. Total profit is still 0. Okay, day 2. Price jumps from 1 up to 5. That's an uphill climb, so we take that profit. 5 minus 1 is 4. Our total profit is now 4. Next, day 3. Price drops from 5 down to 3. Downhill again, so we skip it. Our profit stays at 4. Then, on day 4, another jump. It goes from 3 all the way up to 6. So we add that difference, which is 3. Our total profit is now 4 plus 3. That gets us to 7. And finally, day 5. A little drop from 6 to 4. Downhill, so we skip. And there we have it. By just following that one simple, greedy rule, our total maximum profit ends up being 7. No crazy formulas, no predicting the future, just adding up all the little day-to-day wins.
Okay, I know what you're probably thinking right now. You're a little skeptical, right? I mean, how can this incredibly simple method actually guarantee the maximum possible profit? It just feels way too easy. Well, that's exactly why it's so genius. And there's a really simple way to prove it.
So here's the core idea, the real key to understanding this. Any long, profitable trade, buying low and selling high several days later, is actually just the sum of all the little day-to-day price increases in between. You literally don't lose a single penny by breaking up that one big trade into a bunch of smaller ones. And look, this example makes it super clear. Let's say the price goes from 1 to 3 to 5 over 3 days. One option is to buy at 1 and sell at 5. Your profit is 4. Simple enough. But what does our greedy strategy do? Well, it would first capture the profit from 1 to 3. That's a profit of 2. Then it would capture the profit from 3 to 5. That's another 2. And what's 2 plus 2? It's 4. The profit is exactly the same. The huge advantage here is that the greedy method grabs all the guaranteed profit without ever having to risk holding onto a stock while it's going down. But a really great algorithm has to be able to handle anything you throw at it. It needs to survive a stress test. So let's do that. Let's throw some really tricky scenarios, what programmers call edge cases, at our greedy strategy and see if we can break it. So we're going to put it through a gauntlet. We'll try a market that's just constantly falling, then one that's constantly rising. What about a flat market that goes nowhere? And of course, a really volatile one with lots of peaks and valleys. If our little algorithm can handle all of these, then we'll know it's the real deal. All right, first test. A total bear market. The prices are just going down, down, down. Logically, what's the maximum profit you can make here? Well, it's got to be zero, right? You can't make money when the stock is always falling. And our algorithm absolutely nails it. Since there's never a day-to-day price increase, it never adds anything to the profit. The final result is zero, which is exactly right. It's smart enough to know that the best move here is to just do nothing. Perfect. Okay, let's try a trickier one, a peak and valley pattern. The price goes up, then dips, then goes back up again. Now, this is where a traditional buy low, sell high strategy could get really confusing. But let's see how our greedy approach handles it. And the result is 4, which is, once again, spot on. How? Well, it grabs that first chunk of profit when the price goes from 1 to 3. That's 2. It completely ignores the dip from 3 to 2. And then it grabs the next chunk of profit from 2 to 4. That's another 2. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. It correctly finds the maximum profit, proving just how smart this simple idea really is. And finally, let's talk about something really important, efficiency. Now, you could solve this problem with a much more complicated method called dynamic programming. Think of it like building out this giant map of every possible buy and sell decision you could ever make. It works, but it takes up a ton of memory. Our greedy approach, though, it's unbelievably lean. All it needs to keep track of is the current total profit. That's it. So it's not just smart, it's also brilliantly efficient. So there you have it. What's the big takeaway here? I think it's that sometimes the most powerful and elegant solutions are the ones just hiding in plain sight. By just focusing on small, immediate, guaranteed wins, this simple, greedy algorithm completely outsmarts any complex, long-term strategy we could have come up with. And it kind of makes you wonder, right? When else in life is the simplest, most obvious path also the most powerful one too?